The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Did that just like go in fast mode or something?
It did.
I was glancing around.
I know we've left the lights on again, y'all.
I'll be dog. We'll get
Commercial next time it'll be a little dark.
Yeah, we'll get it fixed here in a second.
Just have it. You want the lights on when you walk in the room. Yeah.
I'm going to hopefully get our lighting situation fixed this weekend. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We got so many Christmas parades that are going on. We will be in the Meridian Christmas parade that gets underway tomorrow afternoon. Rain chances are out, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Won't get your hair all messed up.
Good. Hope it's not humid because I'll be looking like a frizzy hair. So
Big thank you to Donovan for pulling us. He's going to be our driver in the parade.
that's good. Maybe Kurt can get up there with him.
Yeah, all we need now is the float finished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Project for today. Big thank you to WMOX. I was a special guest on their last hour, and I appreciate them having me on. And I said this to Bill. I wanted him to get a part-time job, and if you've never been to anything that takes place in City Hall, we really got to shake things up. I went down for the Civil Service Commission meeting last night, and we need hot dogs and hamburgers sold during this because it goes on and on, and you starve, and everybody. It was
Do
freezing.
they take breaks?
They did. Everybody else had to sit there because you don't know when it's going to end, and they come back to restore the session. But I saw some old pros in the crowd that I didn't realize this. They brought blankets to it because they knew it was going to be freezing up at
Oh, really? Is it cold?
It did to me. It like at 30-degree AC blowing. I hear it's warm during the day, but at night,
Are you freeze?
and I'm thin-blooded anyway. But really, I think we need to sell some hot dogs and condiments during that.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay. Get coffee and just
Yeah, we'll tell you all about what went on last night with the Civil Service Commission. That's up and coming this morning that we will talk about. One of the things I wanted to start off, we hadn't been updated lately as to all the events that are coming up. And there's a bunch of parades and things that are going on. This is neat. Dr. Nelson, I don't know if you've heard about this. She's going to be in the parade. Revive Wellness. They're asking participants to bring along a canned food to the parade and hand it to them as their float passes to help the needy in our area. I've never heard of that happening during a Christmas parade.
That's a great idea. That is a great idea.
So if you can help out with that, bring that or sock.
Yeah, socks for
The elderly, they're going to be help. This is a great cause, and I hate I didn't have time. I talk to her often, but I didn't have time to set up an interview for her to come in to talk about all of this.
And this a comment at the bottom. It says, "Let's make a difference in our community by giving back." And that's the thing. Christmas is a time that people feel the need, to give to other people. They want to give to other people and help them out, and it's not just all about us.
That's true.
So.
Check that out. All right. As we mentioned, tomorrow night, 5 p.m. deadline is when it will fire off. They said they ain't waiting 30 seconds past it. 5 p.m. that parade's going to move. 3 p.m. is lineup in downtown Meridian. Now, also with that being said, we want to remind you that out in Collinsville, they're also going to have their parade basically at the same time. And as bad as you had to say, this is a lot of decisions you have to make. Yet again, we've got Stonewall that will be kicking off. What time? 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the parade starts at 5 is the lineup. So we got several of these to choose from, no matter what area you're from. And somehow this year, they just kind of all happened at the same time. So just a forewarning on that. And then following at 6 p.m., Stonewall will have their parade. So we're parading tomorrow. Now, again, most likely you'll only be able to hit one no matter how you try because travel time. Maybe next year everybody can call one another and go, hey, we're going to do our such and such day.
Well, maybe some friends can get together and FaceTime each other. Here's this one.
Yeah.
Here's that one.
Enterprise. Let's see here. The Christmas tree lighting is going to happen 10 o'clock, 6 p.m. tomorrow night.
Okay.
I always like those.
Yeah, I hate we missed the one here in Meridian.
Yeah, it's kinda like
we were looking forward to it,
Hallmark moment. Mm-hmm. They all smile on TV and do it. Y'all seen that?
It is, yeah, they do that on the Hallmark movies. They'll light the Christmas tree, count down, and then light it. Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the bikers that were in from us. And truly, there are bikers in our area that do such good things.
That's right.
They're going to be over tomorrow morning. They would invite you by to bring a unwrapped toy so they can take this to help out children.
Mm-hmm. That's right. The registration for that is going to start at 10 a.m. They're going to be serving coffee and biscuits, and they'll depart at 1 p.m.
All right, Hampton Inn is where they'll be set up tomorrow from those times.
Right.
Drop a toy by there. Visit with them. You'll enjoy it.
It's for a
12
good
years.
cause. It's a very good cause, yes.
Yeah, let's see here. As I mentioned, that Christmas parade, Meridian starts at 5 out in Collinsville, as we spoke to Miss Connie. Oh, Connie, get me if I don't hit the right button. There it is. 5:30 is when that will kick off there in Collinsville, lined up down 19 and through the subdivision and back to the Piggly Wiggly with pictures of Santa there.
That's right. And the band, I guess the West Lauderdale High School band is going to be in it, but they're not going to be starting until the Pig. They'll start from the Piggly Wiggly and go on.
For
They didn't want them out on the highway. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. A lot of things still going on through at Mary Hope. They got a lot going on there. Don't forget the trees of that. Christmas parade. This is what to sneak up on here. How many folks we got in Tomb Suba watching today?
Oh,
Look,
right.
y'all got y'all's own parade. Don't be. There you go. The 15th.
It's going to start at 8 p.m. at Lake Tom Bailey, December the 15th on Thursday.
See, that slipped up on me there. I didn't realize that was going on. And then here's another big one. And we've got a prize that we're going to be giving away from the Meridian Police Department of a guitar for someone.
All
The
right.
Meridian Police Department. I got to get that together today, this weekend, to get it out there for everybody to have a chance at it. A big thank you to Meridian donating that for someone to have it for Christmas.
That's right.
It's nice. It's one of those Keith Urban special guitars.
Oh, well, that's going to be a very nice prize. Yeah. It's going to be called Jingle Around Meridian Christmas Parade, December the 17th, and it's going to be at 5:30 p.m.
Now, earlier that day is when they give all the gifts away to the children. Children. I said that wrong, didn't I? Children.
You're in slow motion. Yeah.
But visit with them. It's going to be a great time. That happens there. I hope you'll take part of that. That's a few things happening in our area. And if for some reason we haven't got yours on, please inbox us so we can share that with others, or put it in the comments here so we can talk about all that's going on in your community, and we'll get everybody up to par.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people up and watching this morning. Bill Reinhart, good morning to you. Linda Culpepper, Amy Barrett. Hope you're keeping Odie straight.
Let me ask this, and let's just see if Candace will tell the truth.
Okay.
Do you like eggnog?
I've never tasted eggnog because I can't get past the smell of eggnog. It smells like glue to me.
Actually,
like that paste glue stuff we used to use when we were
it tastes pretty good, and I can't handle much of it because it's so rich.
My kids love it. They always loved it. But
it reminds me to a degree, but it's like amped up, like licking the beaters off of the cake mix thing.
Really?
It's real similar to that, but it's more powerful, so to speak. Now, there are others that might mix things with their eggnog.
Yeah.
And I also say go with the no-name brand.
Oh, really?
Of course, the no-name brand tastes better to me than the name brand.
I might need to try it. I don't know. I might
You
need to
get
try
high as a
that.
Georgia pine and then blame me because it's rich. You know how you eat that chocolate and you're like, woohoo!
Well, maybe that's why my kids are always bouncing off the wall. No, they loved it. They always. So I would always
See,
get it
I
for
knew
them.
Amy was in. I was sitting here thinking, I bet Amy has had eggnog before. And look at there. She's admitting it publicly.
Well, I need to
that
try
she's into
it. The smell of it. I don't like the smell of it. I don't know.
Buttermilk is what I can't stand the smell
Yeah,
of. Or turnip greens.
And I use buttermilk when I make my cornbread, or if I attempt biscuits. I'm not a good biscuit maker, but I can make some cornbread.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and you tell me if I'm wrong here. The absolute worst smell that there can be in the kitchen would have to be chitlins. And
I've
am I
never
right?
cooked those, and I've never even smelled them cooking.
Candace.
I've never smelled them, or never. That's not a.
In Scuba,
What do you call it?
Mississippi.
It's not a meal around.
Let me ask you this, because it was a little different as a kid, because everybody here had garbage pickup. As a kid, we didn't have that on the rural route back in Kemper County. It ended up being that you had to take yourself to the dump, and there was an aroma when you pulled up to the dump, and I'd pretty much say that chitlin smells like that.
Gosh. I know they used to cook them like at the deer camps and all that kind of stuff.
Look, Rhonda says it smells horrible.
Yeah.
It really does.
I would imagine so. it's kind of, if you consider the source of where it comes from.
I've often thought of who was that person that gone, let's eat this.
Yeah.
You'd have to be on a deserted island thinking, I got to survive.
If I'm starving to death, on a deserted island, I might eat some chitlins. So that's the only way.
It's just something to think about. It's not a big traditional Southern holiday thing.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll leave that one of them out.
Yeah, that thought stays with you for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Linda said that smell is just sickening. Yeah, there ain't no other way to word it.
Yeah. I would imagine it is bad.
John is trying to say they taste great, though.
Ugh.
April says dirty sounds good to me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it truly is. It's different tastes for
To each his
people.
own. I just don't.
And Charlene says, who would cook it inside your kitchen? You're absolutely, because I think it even gets in your clothes smell, doesn't it?
Ooh, I don't
Y'all
know.
all know.
I'm getting nauseated.
Y'all don't act
Thinking
like
about it.
you ain't been down and bought you a hamburger and put it in your car, and 4 days later it still smells like a Big Mac because that aroma.
Yeah, there are different foods that will, like turnip greens and collard greens and all that kind of stuff. You cook them. My mother always, she cooks those outside when she would cook them, because it does stink the house up.
It does.
And cabbage, But I love all of those cabbage, turnip. I love them.
More of the way from Scotty Ray and Candace on this bright early Friday.
If you've got an outdoorsman on your Christmas list, make sure to drop into Garrett's. Quality pocket knives with the latest fishing gear of rod and reels. Maybe it's a new set of binoculars or a new scope. With one of the largest selection of firearms, you're sure to find the one you need. Protect your investment with a Browning fireproof safe. With a large selection of deer condos, including the new style, the hay bale. Come by for a quick look. It's all at Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, your Christmas headquarters.
Have a sleigh full of fun this season with gifts and accessories from Al's Garden and Gift. The spirit of Christmas shines in the Christmas shop. Themed trees, snow globes, nativity sets, and more. Gourmet foods, gift baskets, and certificates are perfect for holiday parties and gifts. Homes will be merry and bright with a custom wreath or centerpiece. Add color outdoors with beautiful blooming winter flowers, and it's the perfect time to plant fruit trees and shrubs too. Charm and beauty await your home. Merry Christmas from Al's Garden and Gift.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers, because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Have you been in an auto accident? Call Parker. Don't settle for less and know your rights. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace. And Candace brought up something that is commonly used in the Deep South as door holders that you put behind the door so it won't continue.
You could injure somebody with them. They're so heavy.
I don't know. I'm sure that there is somebody out there, but let's just be honest about this. Does anybody really eat them awful looking fruitcakes? I mean, they're horrible.
My mother can make it's a pretty fruitcake. It's got all this different
It may be
colors.
pretty, but I bet it tastes
because
bad.
my stepdad used to love them. So she used to make them for him. And I think she put maybe rum or something in it. I'm not real sure about that, but they are so heavy though. Like you can eat 2 or 3 pieces of that and you got to weigh 5 more pounds. I don't know. You got to.
There's just nothing about it that has ever tasted good to me. And I'm really fixing to upset some people with my next comment. I just can't do it. I've seen it on my plate and it's jiggled and I've looked at it and thought, there's no way. That cranberry sauce.
Oh no. If I have dressing, I've got to have some cranberry sauce with it. I like it. I don't like the kind that has the whole cranberries in them though. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because there are some.
I'm just talking about that purple stuff on the plate that jiggles.
Yeah,
and
that's
you look
what I'm
at
talking about. Some people make homemade cranberry sauce, and I just don't like the chunks of cranberry in it. I like the kind where you just open the ends of the can and it slides.
It's amazing the different traditions and things that you get used to around your house. Whether you eat it or not, you feel like they should be on the table because it's Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Right. I bought like 2 cans the other day when I was trying to go ahead and buy my stuff to cook because I will cook a traditional Christmas.
All right, Linda Payne telling on Bobby. She says Bobby Payne loves fruitcake. Can't do without it. All right, Gwen says her husband makes the perfect fruitcake and says that it was his mother's recipe.
Yeah, my mother does the round kind. Look, Charlene said Sandra Jack, which is my mama, can make the best fruitcake. She does make a really good fruitcake. It is good.
Yeah.
But I'm just not a big fruitcake person. But I think Mama's has fruit and like nuts and stuff in it.
See, April
I'm
is
gonna bring
saying,
you some, Scotty Ray.
Well, I'll be a man. I'll even do it live.
Yeah.
I'll tempt it.
It is
Cranberry
good.
sauce is yummy, says April here. Amy says jellied cranberry sauce is delightful. Is there? I didn't even know there was a difference.
Jellied cranberries. I don't know.
All right.
I'll tell you another thing I do not like. The Jell-O mold. It always reminds me of the National Lampoon's Vacation where they put the stuff in the Jell-O mold. You know what I'm talking about? It looks like a bundt cake when they get done of Jell-O and it's got
Jell-O,
stuff all
it's got
in it.
fruit. It's horrible. That is just downright horrible.
And if it's got it's that pasty green color. You know.
What is refrigerator fruit cake? Sandy says that is good. I've never heard that one.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to use another term here because I've never tasted it. It just looked like something at the end of the table that I had to go, no, thank you. Something called ambrosia.
No, I loved ambrosia.
What is it?
It's you cut up oranges and you have. My grandmother used to make it every Christmas and did the best at it. But oranges, some shredded coconut, and she would put little maraschino cherries.
I don't even know what that what.
Maraschino, if I'm saying that
Can't
right.
say that right.
You know the little jarred cherries, little candied looking cherries. A lot of people.
See, I don't eat cherries.
Will stick on a little thing and put them in a cocktail. But anyway, my grandmother, she used to make ambrosia every year. I loved it. She made the best. It was just the sweetest, taste and. Yeah, but it's a lot of cutting up oranges. I mean,
y'all get busy
time.
there. But everybody has their special recipe that is the family favorite. Everybody knows that. There's some good ones out there. Let us know what you got that everybody says, it's the best.
Yeah.
Is that Watergate salad? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Watergate salad? Mm-hmm. Is that does that go back to
Is
Nixon?
that what I was talking about? That fruit salad?
What's Nixon got to do with this?
I don't know.
Was Watergate? It got to be about Nixon.
I don't know.
My mom
fruit
makes
salad with coconut. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Sandra says her mama makes the best ambrosia she's ever encountered.
I might have to attempt ambrosia this year.
Randy agrees with me. He's not a
childhood
cherry
memories.
eater either.
Cheesecake. Great.
I can handle a little bit. That's rich.
If y'all are like me and have not had breakfast this morning, we're probably putting you through.
My mama's growling over here. I can't lie. Yeah. There are so many different things that people make that are wonderful. And we appreciate each and every one of these comments about what you have cooked and what is great, what people like.
Look, we did.
I done got insulted. Scotty Ray, are you from the South?
Yeah, you are from the South, right?
I just don't do certain things.
But I love to do Christmas candy. You know how you'll
Cornflake candy.
Cornflake candy, just all kind of just making candy at Christmas. That's what I was saying the other day. I want to get through with all my shopping so I can, enjoy making candy. But last year we took these little square pretzels and you put a Rolo on top of it.
Never heard of it.
Put it in the oven, a Rolo candy.
Okay.
Put it in the oven on like 200, just enough to melt that candy or get it soft. And then you put a half of a pecan on top of it.
Look, let me just show y'all this because Candace
tastes like a turtle chocolate.
Candace can no longer say, we can't do that. Look, let me hit this button here. Look, right over there, we have our own kitchen that you can go over now. And
we need like a little rolling island. Yeah, and we could cook one day.
We can do that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Got a lot of things in the new studio that we used to didn't have. Lemon pie, as my mama adds, is a secret ingredient.
Yeah.
I love lemon. That Mrs. Edwards chick, I'm telling you, that's got to be a good-looking woman because she sure can cook.
So are y'all having a big get-together for Christmas?
I'm sure. I haven't been notified yet. I hadn't been liked and subscribed, but...
Oh, okay.
We usually do. I think things are back to normal, and I love having family. I do. It's a very, very fun thing to get together.
Getting together with my family, and then everybody starts bickering, and then you're like, that's a term in the South if you're not from the South, bickering.
Yep, you got to do it.
And then you're like, now what?
Cousin
What
Eddie.
was I thinking?
Cousin Eddie.
But I do love all my family being together. I miss the times though when we were younger and at our grandparents' house, and I got to see all my cousins and everybody. I miss that.
All right, here's a job for you to do. If you're listening to this as we talk about this, there's a song that's a must to listen to as your family gets together. As you mentioned, there's arguments, but there's a song that Paul Thorne, he's a Mississippi artist that
started
sings.
listening to him.
And the name of the song is "I Don't Like Half the Folks I Love." Think about that a moment. The song is about their family reunion this day. Everybody's flying in. He just can't get along with them. He loves them, but he can't get along with them.
I think I've told one of my kids that every now and then. So I love you, but I ain't liking you too much right now.
The third verse of the song is he said his best friend had an affair with his wife. He said, "I punched him in the eye. We just can't get along. I don't like half the folks I love." It's good.
He's pretty funny, though.
He is. Great guy. I've met him many times.
I started following him on Facebook to see the songs and stuff. Because me and Kurt sat down after you told me about him, and we just laughed at some of those songs that he was singing.
Have you listened to Joni yet?
No. I think I did.
The stripper?
Yeah, that was fun. But he is pretty
also
funny.
At the
He's
same
from
time.
Mississippi.
At the same time, he'll also have songs that just really floor you. Of he has funny ones, but one of the songs that he sings is about pick your roses as you live. Don't put off life. Don't let work eat you alive, and you not know what it's all about. At the end of your life, there will be no trophies for all that you've done. It's all about your family. That guy is really good.
Yeah.
Do you know he was a boxer one time?
Oh, was he?
Yeah. And he wrote a song about that, being beat up by this guy, and he goes, "That was me." It's good.
Well, I do. I mean, he's funny though. He is pretty funny.
Burn Down the Trailer Park Tonight. It's a great song. But a lot that we could talk about on here.
He's from around Tupelo.
Tupelo is where he's from.
Yeah.
I had an attorney introduce me to him one time, and I was like, whoa. So that we already 8:21 this morning goes weird. But here's something to put in the back of your mind. And I'm not up to date on what the next generation does, but Generation Z, they are into, and hold your ears if you're younger than 10, they're trying to cancel out Santa, saying that it's just not good to believe in Santa anymore. Do you believe that?
I'm gonna have to get a hold of Generation Z.
Santa.
That's ridiculous.
Santa does exist. He truly does. He exists through Candace. He exists through you and each and every one of you. It's all about how you present it, but he does. He's alive and well. It's the Christmas spirit of who Santa is.
Right.
Don't forget that. Please don't.
Of course, Christmas is about, Jesus and the birth of Jesus. But we do. But this is ridiculous about this cancellation of Santa.
Yeah. Britt Gully says that the fighter that we were talking about, that was Robert Duran, was the fighter that we were talking about, Paul Thorne. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail was the name of the song. And Cindy Hatcher wanted to know if that's who we were talking about. Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. All right there. All right, as we look around, let's see what else is going on here. Coming up on 8:22 there, we talked about Christmas and what goes on there. Yesterday, as I mentioned, I went downtown to the events that happened at City Hall, and it was the hearing of the Civil Service Commission to reinstate or not reinstate Rita Jack. The council, the commission voted 3-2 not to reinstate. They stood with the termination. Now, they did call back and paused it as they announced that and said, let's vote on hiring her back, but not back pay. The motion still stood at 3-2, so her contract with the Meridian Police Department has been terminated. As I mentioned, expect her to have more things. She's going to appeal that decision. Also, she says they expect an announcement, which led us to believe that she's going to run for a political office. Could be mayor, it could be council person. We don't know what it is, but we look forward to hearing what that might be.
Right.
So interesting. That drug on for quite some time down there, over 2 to 3 nights. They had one last week, and then last night took 2 to 3 hours. This is the scene here. If you've never been in there, this is what it looks like inside.
The sound is not. Was it okay last night?
Well, they've got in new microphones, but it's hard for my microphone to tie into their microphone, right. And it's why I didn't go live. You wouldn't have been able to have heard it clearly.
There's an echo in there, it seems like, with the high ceilings and the...
And in most cases, I can take my microphone and lay in front of it, but each one of those people up there have a different microphone, right. So there's no way, unless I I went down and they don't want that.
Yeah.
So I didn't go live with it, but that's what happened down there last night. We wait to see what becomes of it. Let's see. We had 2 shootings in Meridian yesterday. As we look at things about Meridian, our first shooting, as we pulled this up, I was on the road when I got this, and our first shooting here would be right there at Grandview Avenue, the 2400 block of Grandview. This would be near the Gas and Go. The person was shot multiple times. He was transported to a local hospital. That happened. And again, we had another shooting a little bit later on last night that would happen on Martin Luther King. They would also be shot. Neither one of these people that were shot yesterday are thought to be life-threatening. Still, 2 folks, 1 day shot. Numerous shots about town as well. But again, all of those, no one was hurt, no one was injured in those. We are headed toward Christmas. Expect this to pick up. The closer you get, the further to the end of the month, it always seems as though there's more crime in that second half. It's not over yet.
Right. I'm just so tired of this.
I think most
Along with
are.
everybody else.
Now, and we will have a special. I was telling Candace about this. I was approached last night at the meeting by councilperson Tybell Lindsay. She wants to come on, be a guest, and take questions. So next week, we will have her as a guest, and she has a lot she wants to talk about. Where we are in Meridian, she seems to be wanting to make a difference, and we welcome that.
Yes, we do.
So
We
we'll see
definitely want a difference. There needs to be a difference made, definitely.
So that's coming next week. We'll let you know what day for sure before long. I also had reports yesterday of shots being fired on 29th Avenue and 22nd Street. Again, one of those locations where nothing happened, no one was hurt, but they were still shots fired there. If you live there, that's a big deal to you. And that's why I continually bring this stuff up. We don't want you to ever think that we're overlooking things that happen.
And for the ones who do live in these neighborhoods that the crime is so rampant and considered hot spot areas, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, I pray that y'all have some peace soon in your neighborhoods, because I know that it has got to be tiring and to just to worry all the time. And the ones that have lived there for years, who are not in a position where they can move to another area, people who are trying to raise their children and they're also not in a position where they can move. And I really do pray that turns around for you. So.
I walked out of City Hall last night and I looked up and I grabbed my camera and my battery was dead. I thought, well, that just didn't worth anything. And about that time, I get a video sent to me. I'm not sure that everybody is aware that we have a Christmas plane in Meridian. This is video that was sent in from North Hill Street. See the plane there? It's lit up like a Christmas tree. It is beautiful. Look for that. I'll see if I can't get behind this to find out when they're going to be taking off and how long they'll be up to warn everybody we can go outside and watch. Maybe warn is not the best word for it, but advance notice.
Right. Give you notice so you can watch it. Yeah. Last year, I think we were coming home from maybe going to Long's Fish Camp or something, and we just caught the glimpse of it taking off from the airport. It was really neat.
It is.
I mean, it really was.
And there's a few folks in Meridian, and I'm not sure they want their name mentioned, that are behind this, that pay for the fuel for this to go out and brighten the lives of others at Christmas. And whoever you are, we want to say thank you to you for doing that, because it does mean a lot to kids. It brings a smile.
Yeah, they look forward to seeing it. Yeah. It's a neat thing.
It is. So that's going on in our area there. I want to remind you of that.
Let me just, because sometimes I'll say things and then I'll think,
what have you said
taking that wrong? When I said a while ago, for the people who are living in neighborhoods and they are not in the position to move, and I hope that turns around, you shouldn't have to even think about moving. Where I'm talking about, which most people would probably know, I was talking about, I hope the crime situation turns
Absolutely.
around. You should be able to stay in your home. Where
let's back up and dig that a little bit deeper, because as you work all your life, you pay for your home, housings go up, you're on a limited income, and you cannot move.
Right.
That's plain and simple. That is the answer. You're where you are, and you should not be affected by who moves in next door and things that go bad.
And you touched on, your unlimited income. A lot of people are on fixed incomes. And just in general, people are having a hard time. And I don't mean just some people. I mean everybody is having a hard time. Unless somebody's a billionaire, millionaire. I mean, they probably have it made. But for normal, Well,
here's an example. I brought this up this morning before you came in. Alabama, your power bills are going up. You're going to be hit twice. In the month of December, a $10 extra bill, and then in January, another hit of $7. So you will have a $17 increase on your power bill. Now, if you're on a limited income, $17 doesn't sound like much unless you are living penny to penny on this,
right.
and that's what you eat off of. That's major.
Before all this price increase in the grocery stores and gas and everywhere, every avenue, people were having a hard time, and they were just barely making ends meet then.
Yeah.
And, people were having to decide, do I buy my medication or do I buy some groceries, or, because there's a lot of people who are like the elderly people who have retired maybe, or they're not in a position where they can work and they have to have medication and they don't have the money, to buy. Medicines are very, very expensive, for some people. And just certain medications are.
It is.
So I just, my heart just goes out to
y'all be ready
people going
tonight,
through this.
Philadelphia, AA, as things kick off. Ricky Skaggs will be in town. Later on in the weekend, we're going to have Vince Gill is going to be there also.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things happening with the Marty Stewart Theater.
Yeah, that opened yesterday, right? It was a grand opening, yeah.
Great. That's special. We'll be back here in just a moment. We'll look at a few things that happened on this date. We got more local news and headlines that are happening right here in the Meridian area. We'll be right back.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
The Square Peg Mini Mall is located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia. And they're getting ready for the Christmas season with a large variety of furniture and over 30 vendors to browse through. You can take advantage of the layaway on furniture and not pick it up until Christmas Eve. The inventory is constantly updating, and there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Family owned and operated, where they treat you like family. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall located at 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
They're on their third pot of coffee over at Chest Paint Body Shop this morning. They're getting ready to take care of things. Why? Well, there's accidents that happen in the area. You may be one of those. Maybe you've had a bump, a wreck, a ding, whatever it is. Highway 495 there in the curve, you'll find them there right across from the store. Can't miss it. They'll put your car back to the way it was before. Maybe you've been hit at a red light, somebody sideswiped you. That happens quite often there. And they can put it back to the way it was. In some cases, make it look even better. They'll wash that car up. It'll look good when you pick it up.
Yeah.
Color matching is one of their biggest things. There's a lot of folks that don't know a lot about color matching. Chet's not one of those. They put your car back to where that paint matches. It's a big difference there. See them. They do classic cars all the way up to a major collision. See them. Chet's Paint and Body, Highway 495. Insurance claims are welcome as they take care of you. The weekend is here. You ready for the parade? Y'all ready? You know what you're going to wear?
I have a red shirt. I just hope I can still fit it.
Okay. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I guess I'll wear that. But anyway.
All right, let's take a look back at a few things that happened on this date. Some of these movie stars and people, you go, oh, I remember them. Anybody remember the guy named Kirk Douglas? He was born on this date back in 16th. A major, major movie star in his time. Michael Douglas would be his son.
I didn't realize, I guess, how much he favored Michael Douglas and him.
Oh,
they favor,
Yeah, they look a whole lot alike there if you'll look at that picture there. No, now this guy, I don't care who you are, as what's his name would say. I don't care who you are.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Red Fox was born on this date back in 1922, and what a funny guy he was.
He was. We watched this all the time when I was a little girl. It was always on at my grandparents' house, and he was so funny. Fred Sanford, he's who he played.
And, you know, and he
Sanford
bumped
was
into
on.
Aunt Esther at a stand-up comedian and hired her on the spot to be on the show. And she really made that show.
She did.
Everybody had an aunt or someone who toted that person that Bible that would go upside your head.
Yeah, that's right. Purse on one arm and the Bible with her little pillbox hat
Yeah.
she'd wear. Yeah.
This guy, you might not remember the name, but you're going to go, oh, I've seen him in movies. Anybody remember this guy named Richard Dick Van Patten? Eight is
do.
Enough was his big show.
Yeah, I used to watch that too.
But he was in a lot of others. I just can't name them. So maybe you remember that back in the day of him being there. Let's see what else happened on this day. Oh, me and you weren't born yet, but we would watch it like others. 1965, it premiered for the very first time.
Yeah. Kurt and I were talking about this last night, and he said he always loved it. And when he was a kid, that and the pumpkin,
The great
pumpkin, you know, at Halloween. But,
When I remember watching Rudolph for the first time there.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't let him play with those little old reindeer
I know.
games.
Rudolph and then the Frosty the Snowman.
Classics that you might say there.
Yep.
And I got a few things out of date that I meant to, the years will be a little bit wrong, but I don't have that. 1968, this is probably one of the best songs that made this guy a living legend during his lifetime. Everybody has a mama. You know, most of us love our mamas. Who remembers My Mama's Hungry Eyes? It was recorded on this date when Merle Haggard went into the studio. And if you've never heard that song, you're watching here going, what are you talking about? It's about a guy that sits back and watches his mother. Although she wants more, they're poor. She wants a lot. She never opens her mouth and asks for a single thing. But he sees it in his mama's hungry eyes. Whew.
Oh, goodness. That
What
would
a
be
story.
powerful song.
It's very. Did I hear somebody say Nobody?
Yeah.
Matador. I remember all types of songs coming. Sylvia was born on this date back in 56. You don't hear anything from her nowadays, but she was big in the day.
I remember that Nobody song.
She was giving Crystal Gale a run for her money back in the day. They both had long hair. Both were very attractive women in their time. 1995, a number one song hit the radio today. You would remember it as Tall, Tall Trees. Alan Jackson was number one on the country charts today. Doesn't get any better than that man there.
Yes.
92, we would learn that there was trouble over at the Big Castle. There'd be a separation announced today. It was unheard of at the time as Diana and Charles separated.
Yeah. She was like an outcast there for
It was.
a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't affect me, and it still doesn't. I see the headlines of Meghan and all the squabbling going on, and I go, I could care less. And I roll
Last
on.
night I watched a little bit of an interview that had Harry and Meghan on there, and she was making fun of the bowing that she would have to do. And she said, I would have to do, and she'd kind of like, you know, did the bow, and then she'd come up laughing like it was just ridiculous that she had to do that. And he just sits there and looks at her like, I feel for him in a way, but because I feel like he's kind of like stuck with her with those kids.
He's been
but no, he just went right along with things.
He's been
too,
hooked
so.
by something, and I think we all know what that drug is, and his life is in a turmoil, and he doesn't even know it yet. He can't see it. But
Yeah.
his family is over. This show is going to destroy any hope that he ever had of having a relationship. It's over.
She definitely is very. I see her as being disrespectful though.
There's a word down south that we use called, let me think. Oh, it's gold digger.
Oh, I thought she was going to say
That word too.
pussy.
You shameless hussy, you. We all know that term. Back in 2014, we would lose someone that was very near and dear to the state of Mississippi as we found out that Mary Ann Mobley passed away at the age of 77, who at one time was Miss America from Mississippi.
Yeah.
What a great actress she was, and she went to do many
Beautiful.
things.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She was. So as we remember those before us. Someone mentioned that yesterday was the day that John Lennon passed away. We had submitted guests. We didn't get to it yesterday, but
Yeah.
yes, that did happen. 1980. You don't mock the queen, Denise says, and I agree with that.
Yeah, that's just. It's totally disrespectful.
You know,
And,
if you don't like it, don't marry into it, or just stay away.
you
Keep
know,
your
you
mouth
would
hushed.
think that. it's not like she was a big, huge star anyway.
Right.
And you would think that
She opened
becoming a
suitcases.
member of the royal family would be an honor.
Right.
And something that you might not go along, like want to go along with everything, but you're in their
world.
That's
There's somebody you're not.
And to mock them and just be totally disrespectful, and then to do, have said some of the things that she said, I don't know.
It's sad.
It is sad.
It is true.
sad. I hate it for him that he's now kind of like alienated from the family.
He has done it, but he did it to himself.
He went along with it, but I guess when you have children too that are involved, I mean it's kind of hard. I would imagine he's between a rock and a hard place.
I think that was a plan from the beginning because that made her, no matter what happened, connected to the family.
Oh yeah.
There's a word for that I will not use here.
Yeah.
Y'all think about that. We'll be right back. More Scotty Ray and Candace.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
The Lauderdale County Farm Supply, they've been there since 32. That's quite some time. Getting you ready for Christmas. If you need something a little special, drop by fire pits and just everything that you can imagine when it comes to the gift shop. So much to choose from in there, from pretty paper to swings to chairs.
Yes.
All of that is there for you.
It is.
Visit with them. You've got a deer hunter. They got a lot to choose from on that side also. Christmas trees galore, any ornament in between now and then that you may need. Just for you there. As wintertime comes and deer hunting gets more popular, toboggans, as cold weather is expected. Go by and get you one. Gloves, they got all that for you there. Any type of product that is looked for deer season, right there. Of course, Tinks, load up on that because we're getting closer and closer to the rut.
Yeah.
Boots, believe it or not, it'll rain again. And taking care of your horse and cattle. It's all there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. From one aisle to the next, it'll be there for you.
Yes.
Visit with them today. Let's see
Talking
here.
about deer hunting. Did you get the video that I sent you about the deer hunter and the deer stand and the squirrel?
Yeah, I did see that.
That is funny. It is so funny. A squirrel jumps. It says squirrel attacks him in the deer stand, but it really just jumped on him and crawled all around him. And
I don't remember if it was your husband or if it was Donovan that jumped in a deer stand and found the rat before daylight. Who was that? A few years ago.
I don't know. I don't know that it might have been Donovan. I don't remember.
But
Kurt
there's
finding
nothing
a rat.
worse than being in a deer stand before dark and you hear something and you don't know what it is and it's a big old rat up in there with you.
I know Kurt found a snake.
Yeah.
Up on the top of the railing, one time or something. It was right up on the
time to depart.
Yeah.
Time to go.
That's when I'd be freaking out.
I brought this up earlier, and this is, we're so glad that this person has been identified as we go back and we pull this up as to what happened in Mississippi long time ago. We had someone that went off to fight in World War II. They never came home. Their body, as we look at this, Second Lieutenant Theodore Scarborough is going to be headed back to Brooklyn, Mississippi, as his body has been identified. What a great thing, and we're tickled over that his family now will have some peace. His plane was shot down back in 1943, I believe on August the 1st. That is good that he is coming home.
Yes.
Mississippi's execution, we talked about this. Remember the guy that they were trying to block?
Right.
Well, it's going forward. A judge has ruled December the 14th. He will meet his maker, and they will be able to work it all out from there.
Is that him in that picture?
Yeah, that's him.
He's wild-eyed.
He
Crazy looking.
He raped and murdered a 16-year-old girl on the side of the road in Mississippi. Again, December the 14th, the execution is set. He's been sitting in jail since 2001. It's coming. Capital punishment.
A lot of tax dollars spent.
Oh, absolutely there. As we look around at some of these things that have gone on, I brought this up earlier. Lori Loughlin, who was on that big show, Full House.
Right.
The warden at the prison that she went to has been indicted. He's in trouble. He's been found guilty of running a rape club at the prison.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's breathtaking that could go on.
I didn't even know there was a such thing as a rape club. That is crazy.
I don't want to know what is really
that
in
is
there.
crazy.
There's no telling that what we don't know, Candace.
Oh, I'm sure.
As we go, as we look at what Elon has been releasing there from Twitter of normal people banned for no reason, all of that's coming to light. And if one place will do it, another place will do it. As we found out that the FBI might have been sitting with them each week, talking about what to share and what not to share. Isn't that awful?
Yeah, that's right. It is. And like you said, there's more than one source.
So y'all watch that. Oh, Backstreet Boys, they were getting back together. Their special has been axed. And again, with each one of these, y'all remember, you truly are. There are times that you're innocent and proven guilty. Wait till we find out about this. But a woman has stepped forth and accused Nick Carter of doing wrongdoing with her back in the 90s. They've postponed the tour and the get back together until they get this settled.
Yeah.
He may not be guilty of anything. That's a long time ago. We'll see. But that is the headlines across America right now. Let's see.
Gosh.
Isn't that something else?
It just blows my mind that people wait. If it's, if something's happened to you like that, why would you wait? I don't know.
I'll go that. Philadelphia, PA. I brought this up in the headlines. Back in 1965, I believe it was. 65, yeah. More than 65 years ago. The boy in the box. A murder happened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 4-year-old little boy found in a box. Horrible things done to him. They had no idea who he was. He has now been identified through DNA. Family finally getting some. I guess the word is only closure that you can say, isn't it? You can't say peace because I don't think
There would be no peace in my mind or my heart if something like that happened. But yeah, you would get a little bit of closure, I guess, just knowing.
Now, the first time this came about, Candace, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue blocked it. Trump had set it up to where files would be released. They were blocked the first time. Next week, if nothing happens, more files are going to be hitting the streets. What am I talking about? JFK. Thousands more files from that are going to be released to the public. What will they unveil? I don't know. Has the government gone through it and you probably won't find out anything? There's a chance of that also.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll wait and see what happens next week as this maybe hits the streets for America to go through. One of the most fascinating things that has ever happened. It was tragedy, but fascinating. America is glued to this. They can't get enough of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just an awful thing, though.
Without a doubt.
Shocking thing that happened.
If you ever watched, and I have not, I have to admit, but I know there's a lot of people that enjoy cooking shows.
I watch them sometimes.
Have you ever heard of a lady named Brittany Anderson? Well, apparently she's somebody big. And again, if you know who she is, I apologize for not knowing it. It's just not my lifestyle to watch that type stuff. But she owns a restaurant. She co-owns a restaurant. And they canceled a Christians group private party because they didn't want to step on the staff's dignity because they oppose same-sex marriage, abortion, cancel the right of the Christian group eating there. I think America needs to be aware of what goes on behind the scenes, of what happens when people, what happened of, okay, you don't agree with me, that's okay. America no longer has that quality. But Christians being turned away, I just wanted y'all to know that. Hubba hubba, as we say.
Well, I mean, had the Christians known, they would have chose to go somewhere else anyway.
Yeah.
So, but still, that's wrong to cancel them.
Yeah. But that's happening there. We got 5 more women who have stepped up and said, shame, shame, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows your name. 5 more women from dating back to 1969 are accusing Bill Cosby of wrongdoing, and we all know what I'm talking about when I say wrongdoing. But again,
So I'll go ahead.
I'm just saying that's a little far back to bring charges now, in my opinion.
That is. But can he be tried again on new cases? I guess he could.
So.
I guess he
so.
could. Go through the whole spell again.
It's just more and more come forth every day. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Let me say that. Yeah. Can I say that he done something wrong here? No, I can't. But again, we will say, wasn't there a song called that? Where there's smoke, there's fire?
Probably so.
Could have been the Pointer Sisters. I'm not real sure.
It might have been a line in a song somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand people waiting that long. I mean, the only thing I can think is that maybe they're thinking there's some money for them.
Could be. Many reasons drive people to it. Yeah. Maybe, and you have to go even step across the line and go, okay, well, maybe they felt at the time they couldn't say anything. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But 69, that's 53 years ago. That's a mighty long time to accuse somebody of something, is all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on in our area here. Don Lemon taking up, the couple that is on Good Morning America that are accused of having an affair, and they say they can't come back to work. That's
right. It's Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
Yep. Well, Don Lemon's taken up for them. He says it's okay for that.
Oh. If Don Lemon says it, it's got to be okay.
It does. There you go. I often caution people, just because you make enough money to own your own airplane doesn't mean that you can fly it. You can even go get licensed. I always urge people, have somebody that does that every day for a living that knows airplane. We see where another family has lost their life in a weekend flight that crashed. I'm not saying it's their fault by any means.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Anything can happen. I'm just a firm believer in having a pilot.
Yeah.
That does it every day. The weekend pilots that every once in a while just don't know as much as the other when it comes to your family.
That's so sad, though.
It
really is. He was 43. The wife was 43, and the children were 12, and I don't know how old the younger one.
But the plane went down there, and we hate that. And again, it may not have been any error of him. I'm just stating a fact of, be cautious with that. Your family is worth far more than anything like that. There's no chance of me ever owning one. So we're in the good over here.
I ain't riding with you if you do get your license.
Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning. It is Friday.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Cuties or Halos, a 3-pound bag for $6.99. Yellow or zucchini squash, $1.79 a pound. Skippy peanut butter, only $2.69. Red or white onions, 99 cents a pound. Brine wieners, a 12-ounce package, $1.89. Fresh leg quarters, a 10-pound bag, $4.99. And assorted pork chops, $1.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Have you heard? Jackson Flowers has moved to their new location on Highway 19 North. They have been a part of the community for over 60 years here in the Meridian area, and they are continuing the same great service that you've known for decades to their new location. They offer floral arrangements, live and artificial, a gift shop, fall and Christmas decor, along with birthday treats for the pups. Visit Jackson Flowers in their new location 2 miles north of Walmart on Highway 19 North. Jackson Flowers, for all occasions.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Say you needed some gas? Well, Maple's one-stop shop is there today with all of the gas prices as low as they can get them there for you. As we look at food, they got breakfast being served now also at St. Paul Street, and you'll find it out at Cosbyville. Lunch coming up at both locations, $8.99. Will get you meat, vegetables, and a drink. A real good price there. The loyalty coffee program, and it just goes on the many things they do of a fine, clean store, affordable gas prices, and a cold drink, and a candy bar when you need it. See them today. Maple's one-stop shop with lottery tickets and a whole lot more with 6 locations from Cosbyville, Pine Springs, Bonita, along to Last Chance, Broadmoor, and 31st. See what they've got to offer you today. I'm sure it's something that you could use.
That's right. Before we get through today, I want to say happy birthday to Justin Ward. He is 39 today. So I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
I'm hearing Jerry Lee in my head. 39 and holding.
Yeah, I didn't see any more on there, so you have a birthday, get them in quick.
Do you remember the school? It was up north, Virginia, I believe is where it was. Of the boy that raped the girl in the bathroom, and he was identifying as the different.
Yes.
And the school said, "Well, we don't know anything about that." Well, it turns out they did. Superintendent has been fired over the situation. Mm-hmm. About time somebody draws a line and makes somebody pay for the action that they did. He hid that. Had he stood up and done the right thing, that girl would not be in the trouble that she's in now.
Do you know, I want to say that maybe that was there was a interview this morning that I was listening to, and one of the teachers was saying, or one of the ladies was saying that someone had walked in the bathroom and saw multiple feet under one of the stalls.
And done nothing.
And just walked out, didn't say nothing. Do you not think that's, out of the ordinary?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's very
why
out
would
of
you
the
not say something about that?
Do you pronounce it? Is it Loudoun County? Loudoun?
I think so, Loudoun. Mm-hmm.
Right there. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but that's where that happened. But the superintendent is out now. Mm-hmm. And that's a little girl that was in the restroom that got raped by somebody, by a guy wearing a skirt. At the end of the day, you can take it all away, but that's what happened. We feel sorry for her and her family.
And
what she's been
I
through.
guess I could think that maybe they were saying they were taking them to the bathroom, helping them out or something. That's just awful. Horrible.
It is. It's one thing on. Walmart, I'll make one last remark here. Walmart is warning that prices could go up. They could have to close stores. Why? Theft. Shoplifting galore across America is driving prices up. And in order to keep profits, they will end up either passing it along to you or cutting out more stores.
Well, the self-checkout thing, I often wonder, I said a while back, and I know we got to go real quick, but, when you swipe your stuff, when you do it, sometimes it'll catch you, but sometimes it won't. I mean, how many people are bagging stuff up that they didn't even, price check or put on their bill? So.
Could be. But that's all in an effort to do away with jobs. Yeah. You can shape that how you want to, but that's what that is.
That's right.
Scotty Ray and Candace, again, don't forget about the mini parades that we've got. Meridian at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We have the great parades that are going to happen in Collinsville, also Stonewall, and also Enterprise. Make sure to go to a parade near you and enjoy yourself for the holiday season.
Yes, and y'all have a wonderful weekend. Hope you can join us back Monday morning at 8 a.m.
On a T-shirt, we're looking for a high of 78 today, Candace.
Gosh, it don't even seem real.
See you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: